I got like actually teary for that thumbnail. Oh my god. Woo! Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to talk about Return to Snowy River or The Man from Snowy River 2. You might be asking yourself, Return to Snowy River? The Man from Snowy River 2? Jess, did we watch The Man from Snowy River 1? I'm so glad you asked. No, we didn't, because The Man from Snowy River was released by 20th Century Fox, funnily enough, now owned by Walt Disney Studios. But Return to Snowy River, or The Man from Snowy River 2, was released by Walt Disney Studios. So we're covering it. Return to Snowy River is a 1988 theatrical release directed by Geoff Burrowes, cinematography by Keith Wagstaff, editing by Gary Woodyard, music by Bruce Rowland, and is written by John Dixon and Geoff Burrowes. Geoff Burrowes is best known for Run, Running from the Guns, Anzacs, and This. Keith Wagstaff is best known for The Man from Snowy River, Cool Change, Anzacs, and Running from the Guns. Gary Woodyard is best known for One Perfect Day, The Russia House, 222, and Cool Change. Bruce Rowland I covered in the video about Bigfoot, the link will be in the description. John Dixon is best known for Anzacs, Running from the Guns, The Man from Snowy River, and Sunbury. The first film is based off a poem called The Man from Snowy River, so I will not go into detail about the poem, but that means the second film has characters that are loosely based off a poem called The Man from Snowy River. The film stars Tom Burlinson, Sigrid, Thornton, Brian Dennehy, and Nicholas Eadie. Tom Burlinson plays Jim Craig, and he is best known for Flesh and Blood, The Man from Snowy River, Piece of Cake, and The Time Guardian. Sigrid Thornton plays Jessica, and she's best known for Sea Change, Guns of Paradise, Face to Face, and The Man from Snowy River. Brian Dennehy actually replaces Kirk Douglas as the character of Harrison. He is best known for First Blood, Silverado, Cocoon, and Ratatouille, and many more. I know a lot of actors are really well known for a lot of things, and I only list 3 to 4 of them. So if there's something specific about an actor that they've been in that you think is so well known and I didn't list it, I am sorry. I'm not trying to leave out something they're really well known for. I only just list 3 to 4 of them. Nicholas Eadie plays Alistair Patton, and he's best known for A Difficult Woman, Undercover, Adrenaline Junkies, and The Henderson Kids. This is an Australian film, and the Australian title was The Man from Snowy River 2. The United States title was Return to Snowy River, and the United Kingdom title was The Untamed. I think that's the weakest title, in my opinion. The first film, I read the plot, so I kind of had an idea of what was going on. That one's about this Jim Craig, the same main character, kind of coming of age, but he's in his 20s. His father passed away. That's never mentioned in this movie, so there is no parent death. And he, wants to get this brood of horses, and he falls in love with this girl, Jessica, and it was a pretty complicated plot from what I could tell, and if I'm being perfectly honest with you, I would definitely recommend watching it before watching this one, because this one, I followed everything that was going on. I was very connected to the film, but I feel like I would have understood and enjoyed more had I seen the first one, and I hadn't. I might go back and watch it just to see, because I enjoyed this movie. We'll get there. But if you are going to watch this, watch the first one. Return to Snowy River is about Jim Craig again, and he comes back from going to the mountains at the end of the first one. He went into the mountains to find a way to start a life with Jessica, and he's been gone for months at this point, I believe. He returns with about 100 really nice horses, and he's going back to his farm and trying to build that up, and then he goes to see Jessica, and Jessica wants to be a jockey rider person, and her father Harrison is trying to marry her off to Alistair Patton because the Pattons kind of own the bank and basically trying to sell her a little bit. It's not great. And, Jim Craig and Jessica are in love, so Jessica chooses Jim Craig, and that causes outrage, so the Pattons try to spoil Jim Craig's horses and steal them and ruin them, because then this big general guy who buys really nice horses for the army can't purchase Jim Craig's horses instead of Patton's horses. It's complicated, but I really enjoyed the movie. It took $8.7 million to make, I believe, and made 13.7, so it did modestly well. And the cinematography is stunning. Just the nature of Australia and the horses and all of that is so beautiful. The close-ups, it's really beautifully shot film, and I was never bored. I was really into the story. I will say, I found a fact. I don't know if it's true, but it broke my heart. One of the horses on set got injured and had to be put down. There was an investigation, and it was discovered that the horse was put down in the most humane way possible. And at first I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this. And then I watched the movie, and there are easily hundreds and hundreds of horses in this film. Hundreds. Like, Jim Craig alone has 100 horses, and then other people are riding horses, other people own horses, there are wild horses. So out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, only one being injured, having to be put down, isn't horrible. I hate it. I hate that it happened. I hate knowing that it happened. But I guess if you're having like 300 horses on set in a movie, only one getting injured is actually a pretty amazing feat if we're thinking about it. There are a couple exchanges in the film that really gave me an idea of who the characters were from the first one and into this one. The first exchange was between Harrison and Jim Craig about Jessica. Harrison, her father, says, you have to pick, it's me or Jim. And Jim says, it doesn't have to be a choice. And in that situation, he's meaning, like, she can have us both. Don't push her away like this just because she wants to be with me. And I was like, wow, this is a very good insight into Jim being, like, such a lovely, beautiful, healthy person for her to be with, because he doesn't want her to have to choose. He wants her to have both him and her father because he knows she loves her father. We're like, her dad being all, it's me or him, is very toxic and not okay. So if someone ever does that to you, it's not okay. Don't accept that. The second exchange was between the main villain, Alistair, and one of his lackeys. Alistair was like, oh, there's no way down, when Jim Craig is up on a mountain, and the other character goes, don't forget who he is. And I gathered from the first one that the reason Jim Craig, like, won this breed of horses is because he went down a slope no one else would go down. So they kind of recalled that and brought it back. Those exchanges, I think, just, like, were really fun and also, like, great insights into characters. My least favorite part of this film, they kill a horse. Major spoiler alert, fam, but I don't care. I gotta warn you because I was not ready. It is so heartbreaking. I cried. I cried for a real one. The second the horse died, probably until the end of the movie, I was crying, because after the horse died, he's like, not you, why, not you, please, and I'm like, oh my god. And then, like, this evil horse that's been, like, wild and killing people almost. Well, he killed one person, he didn't kill a lot of people. Although maybe in the first one he did, because I think this colt has carried over from the first one. Then that colt, like, warms up to Jim Craig and, like, agrees to, like, let Jim Craig, like, ride it and win, and then everyone comes together, and it was so beautiful. So I was just a crying mess, fam, okay? The horse dies. Freaking warning, alright? I wanted to point out a tiny little montage moment. I didn't record the montage moment. I probably could, actually. If I do, it'll be here. If I don't, just know that there is a tiny little montage moment when Jim Craig is saddling up his favorite horse, who dies. And they do close-up shots of him doing each step of saddling up the horse, and it was a really good, like, build-up and montage of getting you hype about what he's about to go do. I loved it. It was really well done. Jim Craig and the horse parting his unlikely friends made my life. They have, like, this understanding now, and I'm living for it. I think I'm gonna give the film 8 horses out of 10. Our total movie count is... Our cry count is... If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on Instagram or Twitter. You'll find out what movie I'm watching when. I put up videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Until next time, comment, subscribe, but I'm not sure if you are, so you do. And don't be Alistair Patton about it. I saw Aladdin, fam. It was so good. Speechless is a pop.